all of you all that are gonna go home and write a biography on how wrong this is, you guys can kick rocks. What's up, fam? Candace Parker here. I'm gonna do a tier ranking of WNBA players. I'm gonna try. Then you got Angel Reese. I put her right at that.
Candace Parker just made a statement that sent Angel Reese's fans into a frenzy. The WNBA legend ranked Reese as a C-tier player, sparking immediate and intense backlash. But Parker didn't back down. Instead, she doubled down, backing up her opinion with evidence that challenges Reese's current hype. While Reese has been praised for her double-doubles, her team has continued to lose at an alarming rate. And when you take a closer look at the stats fueling her praise, the narrative starts to shift. Those double-doubles don't seem to translate into actual wins. According to Parker, it's one of the biggest illusions in WNBA history. If you're with Candace Parker on this, drop a baby giraffe in the comments. Let's go asterisk.
How many times have I said Angel Reese is not an impact player? I mean, she definitely has an impact on losing, but Angel Reese has absolutely no effect on winning. If you don't believe me, go ask Teresa Weatherspoon or ask her current head coach Tyler Marsh, who will soon be joining Teresa in the food stamp line, hoping to get enough Ethiopian breadcrumbs to make it through the winter. Or ask Candace Parker.
Picture this. One of the most respected voices in women's basketball drops a player ranking that throws the internet into complete chaos. Candace Parker's 7-time All-Star and 2-time MVP placed Angel Reese in the C tier of her rankings. Not B tier, not a tier, C tier, right alongside an injured Cameron Brink, treating Reese like she's just another developing player, not the superstar her fans believe she is.
I think in terms of being above, you have to be able to have the ability to carry a team, be a 1 or 2 option. I think Angel Reese is fantastic at her role, which is offensive rebounding. She showed and demonstrated so much growth in that first year. I think that this is my tier.
Parker didn't mince words when explaining why Reese earned her spot. She made it clear to rank higher. A player needs the ability to carry their team, someone who can be a first or second option. While Parker acknowledged Reese's talent as an offensive rebounder, she firmly stated that Reese functions more as a role player than as a leader capable of driving a championship team. While elite names like A'ja Wilson, Napheesa Collier, and Breanna Stewart held down the S, Caitlin Clark landed securely in a tier as was grouped with players still fighting to prove themselves.
Wilson, reigning MVP, couple Defensive Player of the Years, 2 championships. If there was something higher than S, I would definitely put her up there. But Napheesa Collier, she's up there with top tier with A'ja. Just her ability to play on both sides of the ball, pump fake, she's gonna make you choose wrong. I know you guys are gonna say I'm biased because I'm putting all 4s at the S, but the 4s run the league. Don't ever forget that. Breanna Stewart, the versatility, reigning champion from last year. She's got 3 of them things. I don't think there's any debate with that.
The meltdown was immediate and spectacular. Reese's supporters flooded social media, labeling Parker a hater and questioning her motives. They couldn't believe their double-double queen was being ranked below players they saw as less accomplished. The outrage quickly reached a fever pitch, with fans demanding answers for what they perceived as blatant disrespect. When asked to defend her assessment, Parker remained calm and composed. Appearing on the Good Follow podcast, she stated, "There's no hate on Angel Reese. I love her. I will never attack anybody's character. I will never attack who they are ever." Parker made it clear her analysis was strictly about basketball ability and leadership, not personal criticism. She emphasized that her comments came from a place of respect and professional evaluation.
This is where it gets tricky. Caitlin Clark is at an A level. I think in time she's gonna raise up to that S, but in order to put her at that level, she's gotta have a couple more years. So I'll put Kelsey Plum at the A level. 2-time champ, now took on the challenge to be #1 option in LA. I would say KP is definitely in that tier. I would love to put Sabrina Ionescu in that A range. She got that elusive championship. She's one of the best shooters in the WNBA, if not the best shooter in the WNBA.
You know what makes Parker's criticism hard to ignore? Her credentials speak for themselves. This isn't some random analyst throwing shade. This is a player who's earned her voice through years of elite performance and championship level. BASKET, BALLIQ. When Candace Parker talks, people listen. Her ranking system made her priorities crystal clear. Caitlin Clark's placement in the A tier showed that Parker values players who elevate their teammates and influence winning beyond individual stats. Clark's ability to reshape the Fever's entire offensive identity is a prime example of what Parker meant by carrying a team.
Uh-oh, Candace Parker. You've upset the Reese's Pieces and they're not happy about it. They're gonna be coming after you any second. Oh, they're already coming after you. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Candace Parker asked to put certain players in a tier list. You have the S tier, you have the A tier, you have the B tier, and you have the C tier. And where Candace Parker put Angel Reese on this list and her explanation about it, it has upset a large number of the Reese's Pieces.
Basketball analysts quickly came out in support of Parker's candid assessment. They saw what many casual fans overlooked. There's a big difference between piling up stats and truly impacting team success. A simple but devastating question began to circulate. What is a WNBA legend seeing in Angel Reese's game that her biggest fans are missing? Parker's ranking wasn't personal, nor was it random. It was grounded in the fundamentals that separate role players from franchise cornerstones.
Oh, Sky, y'all stink, bro. Y'all, look, there's trash and then there's trash. You know what I'm saying? But look, man, the Chicago Sky got destroyed by the stud buds. Everybody watches the stud buds. Shout out to Courtney Williams and Tisha Heiderman, man. Listen, stud buds stood on business today. Nafisa Collier stood on business today. They destroyed the Chicago.
The game against the Minnesota Lynx changed everything. Angel Reese committed 9 turnovers in a single outing, and suddenly, the whispers from basketball insiders all season long were impossible to ignore. This wasn't just an off night. It was the moment that exposed the fundamental flaws in Reese's game. Her double-double stats had been quietly masking.
From last night's game, Angel Reese was back to doing Angel Reese things. Blowing layups, getting her own rebounds. They've turned her into a point forward. She had 9 turnovers last night. I think her plus minus was minus 19. But all we keep hearing about, she now has 2 double-double streaks of more than 10 games or 10 games plus. She had one last year. Now she has one this year. She's the first WNBA player to ever.
Let's be real about what happened in that disaster. Early on, the Sky were holding their own, staying within striking distance of Minnesota. But then Reese's decision-making unraveled. She began forcing passes that weren't there, trying to make higher-risk plays instead of taking the simple, smart options. As the Lynx applied just a bit of pressure, her composure cracked, the turnovers piled up, and her basketball IQ seemed to collapse right when her team needed stability.
Angel Reese, part 53, let's get it!
We love pray-ups.
Bang!
I heard she wanted to dye her hair, and the stylist said, "What color you want?" And she said, "Butter pecan!" Bang! She gets blocked by defenders who don't even bother jumping. Me bound. One more time.
Bang!
She almost had a triple-double. One more turnover, and she would have had it.
Bang!
9 turnovers is crazy, so is a no-look poop pass. Oh, no!
Bang!
You know what made it even worse? The type of turnovers Reese was committing. These weren't the result of elite defensive pressure. They were unforced, sloppy mistakes. We're talking about passes sailing over teammates' heads, traveling, violations caused by poor footwork, and basic ball handling errors that would make a high school coach cringe. The Lynx didn't have to press or trap to get those steals. Reese was practically handing them the ball.
Got the brakes beaten off of her. She had 9 turnovers and was just an awful. If you watch the game, she was.
Here's where it gets interesting. Opposing coaches started treating that Lynx game like a blueprint. They saw a clear vulnerability, apply pressure to Reese, and she'd crack, giving away possessions with minimal resistance. Teams began running specific sets to force the ball into her hands in uncomfortable spots, betting she'd cough it up, and it worked. This wasn't an isolated meltdown. The 9-turnover disaster was just the most glaring example of a deeper, season-long issue. Game after game, Reese posted eye-catching rebounding numbers while quietly sabotaging possessions with careless mistakes. The Sky were losing winnable games because their so-called star couldn't protect the basketball.